French is very close to English. It's not the main issue. It's just I have to think and write in English, and my boyfriend was often there, so I talked to him in French, and I wrote in English. It's difficult to be concentrated on what you're writing. So my first article in 2017 was not what I expected to open my tribe. It was it was strange for me. It was a challenge because writing in another language is not easy. I saw many people on DriveTribe, Spanish people, Japanese people, Russian people, Polish people.
Yeah.
Who tried to drive a continuous career on DriveTribe, and finally, I'm one of the rarest to stay until the end. I think you all know Patricia Pedrosa. She was there with me at the beginning, and she became one of the project manager on DriveTribe later. But at the beginning, she wrote articles, and it was difficult for her because she speaks Portuguese, and even she studied English at the American university. It was not easy for her because she lives in Brazil and she speaks Portuguese every day, but English is not a main language in her daily lives. So writing in English is not easy when you're a foreign on DriveTribe, finally.
Yeah, because I can't imagine, because it takes me a stupid amount of time to write some articles. I can't imagine trying to write an article in not my main language. That's got to take even longer, just trying to get it translated and then get all the.
Or even just trying to do it in both, like
in both.
The time to do it
an
both.
article like DriveTribe to not be shitted on immediately in the comments.
That's also true. That's also true.
So like you go through all this effort to translate your your article, do it properly.
Using Google translation. It was
only for
one
somebody to
of
call your article on like the news stuff that came in. Oh my god, that's just a Miata with the roof.
Yeah. Google is your best friend when you need to have to translate something. Yeah.
Google Translate is wonderful.
I have translated so many car ads through that.
That's something that pisses me off about Firefox, because Google Chrome will just have the translate page in the top right. Firefox hasn't caught up yet.
My favorite one though is looking at South African car ads. They were in English. BMW E36 said whole thing looked good right at the bottom in small text, no engine.
They learned from Craigslist.
No engine.
Yes.
Got their tactics off Gumtree.
Yeah, it's like, but then when you find that the car is like being sold for $200, and it's like
it was $3 grand.
You're like, what?
It was the equivalent of $3 grand, which is still quite cheap for an E36. But
I saw this. This is probably going to not help my whole Volkswagen point, but this is going to help my point about how I'd never buy a car from New Jersey, because there's a whole thing in an actual advert on Car Gurus, like a real thing, not Craigslist, not like something where it's usually sketchy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a Jersey dealership, so I guess it was usually sketchy.
Yeah.
And it said the whole thing, it's a perfectly pristine version of a car. And it just says, I open the Carfax, junk title.
Can't even.
And yes, haha, the VW had a junk title. Well, so did like the Focus RS that was on that site too. In fact, all of their cars had junk titles, and they were selling them for more money than a normal new one.
Okay, yeah, you're more looking at a title at a salvage place.
But they brand themselves as quote a 100% legitimate dealership.
Yeah.
So like every single person who messaged me on Instagram pretending to be a Bitcoin miner.
At the car meet I went to, this guy had bought a Sierra Cosworth for £15,000. He has to take to a gap. Apparently, he overpaid for it because apparently it's supposed to be mint. He ended up spending 22 grand on top of that to fix it.
Oh,
I think
God.
so we've gone from insulting each other's car choices to insulting our own car choices.
Yeah.
I just insulted a perfectly looking VW, and you've just insulted a Ford. Maybe in the end, this conflict has ended in a very strange way.
No, it hasn't. I've still got 2 more pictures left.
I've got quite a few myself.
Stupid
Okay,
way,
fine.
so-
We'll keep going
Yeah.
on.
This is the worst. Oh, we need to post this chat into DriveTribe before it closes. Just this whole thread.
No.
I don't know if that's gonna. Oh wait, yeah, they don't have the money to ban us. Never mind.
Yeah. Again, what are they gonna do? Ban us? We have 3 days left.
They
It's not-
probably will, though. I imagine they would. So, semi on topic, though. So we've exhausted all the other topics of, what DriveTribe meant to you, what enemies you made, what did DriveTribe mean to you. Obviously, the next natural question is, where are you going to go after the fact with DriveTribe going the way of the dodo? What's the next move for you guys?
I have a few projects with some of guys on Discord server.
Mhm.
The shifting
Shifting
lanes.
Yeah.
Shifting lanes.
Yeah.
I know Gregson. He arrived at the same time as me, as me. So I know him, and I know we can trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great, and I hope we could find a new place, a new home for our content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hoping Shifting Lanes does well too. I'm intrigued in joining. I haven't made that decision yet, but I need to send Gregson a message actually. But yeah, thankfully there are people like Gregson and a few others that are.
Yeah.
I've got something on opposite lock, and then I realized that to upload an image, I need to do like an hour of HTML code.
Oh God, that's unfortunate.
I couldn't even figure out how to upload
It's
anything on
it's the
opposite
real Ford experience. Before you start it, you have to work on it for an hour.
Is Opposite Log really that bad, Layla? I haven't messed with it yet.
It's a
No,
nice
it is
site.
really-
It's got
it's
a good
pretty bad.
idea.
It's the case of all mouse and no trousers. On the face of it, it looks brilliant. There's a lot of intriguing articles and nice, colorful photos. And then you go to actually try to use the damn thing, and it's like, wait, how?
Yeah, it's not
How do
intuitive.
I do that? I can do it. I spent 20 minutes about a week ago trying to figure out just how to upload just a simple post of some spots I had done a few days ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was like, how? I just want to post a photo of like an M5 or something. How do I do that?
Yeah.
Why would you want to post a photo of an M5 besides to shit on me?
Because it was an E60 M5.
Okay, that's good. That is good. Good answer.
The thing with Opposite Lock is I put it in my articles. I just made an account and thought, you know what, I'll move over there. Then I realised I don't like this. I'm going to have a go at YouTube, which is not going to end well, I'm going to guess, because I've got a laptop that will barely run anything.
Yeah.
But
What
you know,
laptop? It's just like his Ford.
well, I only paid 200 quid for it, and it's got an iPhone. It is like a. It
Just
is like
your
a.
Ford.
And to
Well, no,
make
'cause
it
it
work,
doesn't
you
have a
to
hole
put
in the back.
800 quid instead,
It doesn't have a hole
just
in the
to
back.
make it work.
Like, no, that's why my laptop is more like your Volkswagen. You see, I have to hit it with a hammer every time I try and turn it on.
You see, unlike your laptop, the Volkswagen actually starts though.
Yeah.
Yeah, wheezing to hell.
But at least, wait, hold on. Unlike the laptop or the Volkswagen, I mean, I guess you could say the benefit of the laptop or the Volkswagen is unlike your Ford, when you go out to actually get it, it's still there.
Yeah. Well, unlike the Volkswagen, it doesn't kill me every time I try and start.
You know
it.
what happens at the Ford though? This is why I'm surprised Fords are like the most stolen car in Britain, because surely you go out and you steal a car. You're taking a huge risk. You're gonna end up in prison for years with like Jacques the Strangler sitting next to you for your whole life.
Britain,
It's
not
something.
France.
But the
Peter,
thing
you
is,
Jacques
well, the
the
thing is,
Strangler?
well, you know, after Brexit, you know, they'll invade and then we'll be back to like the 1500s again. But you know, the thing is, the thing that really is that I was thinking about the Ford. It's like Ford is the type of company where you steal one of their cars and then you immediately give it back and say, "Excuse me, sir, I think you dropped your keys."
No, but the reason they won't steal a Volkswagen
And then hand them the
is
screwdriver that you used to nick it.
the reason they won't steal a Volkswagen is when they get in, they want the car to start.
That is, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure hotboxing was a thing back in Britain. That's kind of what they mainly used it for. So that argument's invalid.
This just
I don't think they'd steal a Volkswagen because it's too hippie. That's the biggest problem. Also, did you see my Chevy Ford picture?
Yep, I know. Oh, I like how you say you don't want to own a Chevy. You're just using Chevy memes to shit on Ford.
Well, because because Ford is just actually this is a good Ford meme. I do say there's one Ford that's really weird that I actually love because it's really weird. The Ford Flex.
Oh, you just
I don't hate the way it
You're
looks.
like Scott. You're like the live and let die cast guy.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of trying to.
Was it Scott or was it the John Glowman? I think it could have been both. That like the Ford Flex.
I'm just trying to annoy Layla because I know she hates it.
It's a toaster oven on wheels. It is America's answer to the Honda Element.
Or it's Ford's
and the
answer to
Scion
HHR.
Every single Volkswagen at that meet was rolling coal. I'm not every single one was every single diesel Volkswagen at the meet I went to today was having black smoke pouring out the back of it.
I was saying, meanwhile, there's a guy who literally across the street owns like a Super Duty with a Tremor like modification pack on it, and you should see him when he passes a Prius.
So what we're saying, yeah. So it depends on where you live, is who drives it, who has no penis.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, the universal side of no penis is a Range Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing we can agree on. Wait, Toyota Prius.
So you're saying Sheza has
no, because it's inverse. It's inverse to how because the Top Gear code was inverse to how fast your car is.
So, but the thing is, when you're still seated in a Prius, it's also probably inverse to the amount of Bernie Sanders bumper stickers you have on the boot.
Says the man who bought a Model 3.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. And no bumper stickers. See, here's the thing. Bumper
I don't have a bumper
are the immediate
sticker.
way to show that you're a pleb.
Yeah, I don't have a
Be
bumper
wrong.
sticker.
And he probably
I
has,
do
like,
have some. I do have some sticky tape on the
back of
bumper.
his Prius? He has the words RS and Focus on the other side.
No, we have some sticky tape because the number plate fell off.
Why not just get some, I don't know, screws and screw it back in?
Because it is a car literally no one cares about. It is used as a tool and not much more. And a tool we want
The
to break.
Prius? I thought the only tool about a Prius is the owner.
I knew you were going there. God dang it, phone!
Yeah, that's the only one. Yeah. Well, unlike a Volkswagen, it doesn't need a box full of tools with it.
I mean, actually, funny enough, BMWs used to actually come with a toolbox. Same with
I
Jag.
know.
Remember those days? Remember those days with like BMWs, Jags, Audis, Mercedes? They all had the toolboxes. And so, unlike for like BMW or Mercedes, where it was to occasionally fix the car, on a Jag it was just there to steal your neighbor's shit.
Yeah, go borrow the oil paintings.
Or maybe
nick the
gag
cutlery.
them and send them on a Russian vacation.
Yeah. Now, hold on. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of with Jake on the Ford Flex. I don't love it, but I actually respect
I think
it.
it's strangely
Both
fun.
of you need to get off this podcast.
Hold on. Only for one reason. You can get a Ford Flex with 435 horsepower.
What?
I can get an Audi
Crap.
TT.
But an Audi's
It's not-
expensive.
Wait, actually, I was about to say, I do need a hairdresser, so would you mind doing me that favor if you're going to get a TT?
Okay, yeah.
Wait, I do need a haircut. You can
You
see I
can
want a
get a
haircut.
Ford
but-
Taurus SHO with some power.
Some.
That's a boring car. That one's not. That
And the Flex is a toaster oven.
It's some power and a huge amount of understeer, actually.
I mean, you're right about the Flex being a toaster oven, but the thing with the Flex is that was before Ford had a fast Explorer and before Dodge had a fast Durango. The only other fast SUV in America at that time was the Grand Cherokee SRT8. That's why I respect the Flex.
Remember you see the new Edge ST? They call it what would happen if a supercar had 4 doors.
That's so stupid. I hate it.
No.
I'm sorry,
So what
that's Panamera Turbo S.
You see, Ford already built a supercar with 4 doors. It's called the Sierra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we only got those as McCurves or whatever you were supposed to say.
Yeah, so you didn't get the full fat Sierra.
Yeah.
Apparently, about 25 escort
No,
cars
they
made
just
their way to
stole all
the
the
US.
good parts out of the Sierra by the time we got them.
Yeah.
No, see, okay, can I
What
just
you see
say,
is we tried
you
to
have
ship off
the meme over
Cosworth.
here that says at least they've solved the problem, but yet you like the Ford Flex.
Yeah.
So you're circling around. Okay.
I'm flexing on the problem.
No, here's the thing: we tried to ship off Sierra Cosworth, but by the time they arrived, some thieves had already nicked the good engine. You had to chuck 2.3 pots in them.
Yeah.
Sure enough, this Ford versus Volkswagen could just be an ever. It's going to become as common as me and the brown Audi.
Yeah, it's the new brown Audi joke.
Every time Jake's on the podcast, this is going to be what's happening.
So I better not invite him back ever again then.
We need to do a court of cars, me versus Jake, Volkswagen versus Ford.
See, but okay. That's not going to be a court of cars. Have you ever seen the Comedy Central where they just roast the hell out of each other?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that'll be. It's just that
You're
kind
gonna
of
just have a
concept.
We're
Comedy
bringing back
Central
Roast My Ride,
automotive
except
edition.
neither of us own a Ford or a Volkswagen.
We need to get everyone in DriveTribe send us their cars, and then we'll do a roast my ride.
Oh my god. Mason Boom's Beetle. I mean Porsche.
Oh, I hope Rahil submits his X6 because I'm gonna have a field day.
I will
And he
too.
can't
I
fire
will
you.
too.
I have a photo of it. I'll just put up
As I
photo.
said, that's the reason I said I liked BMWs.
See,
Like,
but he's not
That's
over the
not
podcast
present.
anymore.
So we can say
well,
what
because
we
you
like,
got shamed out of it.
which means the X6 is a.
Look, okay, I like BMWs. Layla knows I'm a huge BMW guy. And if I don't like a BMW, that means they really screwed up.
Yeah. Now, actually, question, because
the 5 Series Active Tour then.
The 2 Series Tour. No, the M235i Grand Coupe.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
a horrid
Which
thing.
is neither grand
Why is that
coupe,
man doing blackface?
nor a BMW.
I was thinking that!
What?
Oh, hold on. So,
Read the caption, then you'll understand.
Hold on.
Just
So,
doing the
Orly,
emissions?
what brand are you partial to? Because we know what the rest of us are partial to. What's yours? Assuming you want to answer that in case you get ragged on.
Yeah, what's gonna happen is an all-out.
Can I take a guess and maybe do a stereotype? Peugeot?
Citroen.
Is it Peugeot?
Yes. I don't know. I know it's strange what I am saying, but I hate the French cars. Sorry,
Really?
guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Whoa!
yeah, most
Yes.
of them are.
Shocking news.
Yeah.
It's like
I
we've
don't
done
know
this for
why
what now?
exactly.
It's been
But I
2
hate
hours
the
and
French
10
car.
minutes,
Sorry,
and we've got
guys.
the biggest bombshell
I
of the
like
day
my
right
French
now.
cars.
Yeah.
My dad. I grew up in the back of a Citroen, so I like my French cars.
I'm really
I
sorry
don't
for
know
you.
why.
So which
I've
one
never
do you
been
like?
fond of them. So when I watch the next the latest the Grand Tour latest episode, I was laughing because the guys said the truth about the French cars. Yeah, when I watch the episode, the special episode, for the first time, I was in a train, so I was laughing. There were a lot of people around me, and I was laughing. they didn't understand why I was also when I was so excited.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a real carnage à trois. Yeah.
You've heard it here,
Sorry,
folks.
guys.
You've heard it here. Orly is a traitor to her country.
From what I can
I
tell,
hate
Well,
French
I kind
cars.
of am too, because I'm not a huge fan of about 70% of what the US makes, so.
you know what the French, I will say the one thing that French cars have is much like the actual French people, they surrender immediately.
Oh my god.
And we're off the air. Goodbye,
I-
Industrious Little Fellows.
I like my French cars. I like
sorry.
to.
Sorry, goodbye, goodbye, baguette eating fellows.
Goodbye, landlording communists.
Oh man.
Russians against Napoleon. The Russians burnt land as Napoleon was. Never mind. I've watched too much oversimplified videos for this week.
Oh, do you watch those too? Those are amazing.
Yes.
Love them.
Yeah.
Let's just say Conversation Street or whatever this is taking a bad turn.
Yes, and it's thanks to you and
I will
Layla.
bet it's taking
Okay,
a bad
what
choice.
good
What can I
French
say
cars are?
except you're welcome?
Okay, let's be honest. The French car shortlist for the ones that are good is a short list. Let's be completely honest here. It's not.
Yeah, I
It
got
depends-
Citroen
It
SM.
depends on
And
You've
that's
got
really
the
about
Bugatti
it.
Chiron.
car.
Okay, the 205
Bugatti
GTI. We can all agree the 205 GTI is a good French car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, wait, did you say it's the good French car?
a good French car. There's about 3 of them I can name. What? The 205
That,
GTI.
the Renault Turbo 5, and then the Citroen SM, and that's it.
And what about the Alpines? The Alpines.
And the C3 Aircross, obviously.
If
Eh,
let's
it looks like it has
Look,
packing,
it can
tow
packing
a
tape on the side of it.
It could tow a boat.
The Alpine
I
It has packing peanuts on the side.
Yeah.
I like the Exanti, but that's only because my dad had one, and they're also quite good handling in Activa for corner flat like that.
I was gonna say, for all we shit on, VW for just constantly remaking the Beetle, or Ford for keeping, making the Mustang. If you want to really talk about shitty retro cars, look at the A110.
Yeah.
Or look at the Citroen 2CV, which was designed before World War II and produced until
it was designed
1991.
in the 1940s.
I found a
And
photo of
it's-
an Alpine A110, by the way. I want to send it to you
I
guys.
don't know.
It's
I
quite
don't know
representative.
why the 2CV is worth any money now. Because 10 years ago they were worth pennies. Like no one wanted one, and then all of a sudden they're $7,000 cars. Like
I mean, it's like nowadays people are restoring like Morris Marinos.
the Morris Marina isn't even the worst thing. Morris Marina isn't even the worst thing that came out of British indoors. I think the Morris Italia is much worse. It's a Morris Marina, but facelifted and heavier. It's worse.
Although
Come
there's
on,
the
come
Austin
on. You don't
Princess,
agree-
or the
you don't
Austin
agree
Lego,
with-
both of which
yeah.
are terrible.
Or the Ford Sierra RS Cosworth.
You're laughing because you know you can't. That's a lie.
No, I'm laughing because, I mean, obviously it was a good car for thieves, and that's not much else.
No, it was a good car.
No, that's the
it was good.
Vauxhall.
It was a good car that was
Astra.
accessible. You see, Ford wanted it to be as accessible to as many people as possible, even those who couldn't afford it.
It was definitely. Then it did its job actually, because it was very accessible to everyone except those who bought them.
It brought supercar power to every man, literally.
And then to every ditch, and then every scrapyard.
Yeah, well, yeah, or every site where you can throw a petrol bomb.
By the way, did you see the picture of the new Alpine 110 that I dropped in the chat?
Yep.
Very representative, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it is.
James will be interested in the new Alpine. So I think we could have a good surprise from him.
Oh
James
my God.
loves the Alpine.
James loves the Alpine, and
Yeah.
he's wrong. Just saying, he's wrong.
Because
Yeah.
why have that when you can have, I don't know, literally any other coupe ever made?
Yeah.
You could have Layla's hairdresser TTS.
You could have the other hairdresser car, Porsche Boxster, or the other hairdresser car.
No, the Boxster isn't the Boxster the one that's called I can't afford a 911, but I don't.
Yeah,
want to
it is.
admit it.
The Boxster is the mid. Look, so here's how the Porsche range works. The Boxster is for the entry level accountant. Then the 911 Carrera is for the mid tier accountant / HR.
Where's
And
the Cayman?
The Cayman
That's
is
the Cockster.
yeah. The Cayman is for Boxster owners who think they're better than Boxster owners, even though they're not in any way, shape, or form. So you got the 911 at middle management. Then at upper management, you have Taycans and 911 turbos, and then at the top management, you have KNs because they're all family men and they're not allowed to buy anything interesting.
But it just also looks particularly terrible when you crash
Where does
your,
the Panamera
Porsche.
fit into that? And the Macan?
Oh, those.
The Macan is for people who can't be seen driving an Audi for some reason.
Yeah, no,
And
the Macan is for people who really, really have an image problem, but they think they can fix it with one shield. You cannot.
And then there's the Panamera. The Panamera is one of those things where
For people named Stevie Wonder.
or it's called, if you really do want a $20,000 Porsche, that's the one you get. It's called Porsche on a budget. Speaking of which, I really like that 924S. I wish more people would buy them, but that would also mean there are less of them and they'd be more expensive. So I take that back.
Well, you should just go and buy one for yourself then. Just
But
shut up.
the only
and buy
one I
it.
saw that was good was an automatic one, and I don't like the automatic one. I did like it at the time when I only had one working arm because I'd broken the other one. But now that I have two arms, give me 3 pedals and a clutch. Thank you very much. And it was a beautiful car. You remember that one, Layla?
Yes, it was in good nick. Yeah.
It had 40,000 miles. Garage kept for most of
Which
the
is
time.
about 40,000 miles less than it should have had.
Yes, or conversely, 40,000 miles more than you can drive a Sierra RS Cosworth before it was stolen.
Yeah. Or about 40,000 miles. 40,000 miles more than you could drive a Volkswagen before you'd actually killed half of your country.
Actually, you know, the 924 platform was actually a Volkswagen platform. Like,
I do
Porsche
like
made it
my-
as a consulting thing. So what you're saying, you like Volkswagen products that aren't Volkswagen?
Yeah, I don't know. The thing with the 924 is it's the only Porsche I think I can insure at under 20. Maybe, if I try my hardest. If I ring up very nicely and pretend to be a girl, because obviously they get half price insurance quotes.
I mean, you like Fords. You already do that.
David, you totally missed the roast there. You could have said, yeah, the best VW product is one that isn't explicitly a VW product.
The best VW product is the ones they reject. You see, the VW take all the crap out of the VW group and just pass on the good stuff to other brands.
Oh my God. So now he's finally saved it with Mr. Viper's input. But somehow he missed the whole thing. Is like, I could just change my gender to get better insurance. I'm like, well, you like Ford. You're already there.
Listen, I've had a lot of water this podcast, okay? My bladder was giving out. It wasn't going to last much longer.
As you take another sip of
Well, it's
water,
not. Well, it's not the first time. It's not the first time Volkswagen's higher ups have decided gas is the best option.
Oh no! And we are on
Wow.
the air.
They
That was
call
going
it
far.
liquid gas.
Hey guys, can anyone else say the word demonetized?
Before we even got monetized.
Yeah, really. Can anyone tell that?
Dead on arrival, 1144. You know what the saddest thing in the world is?
Yeah.
Someone who drives an old, like, Land Rover Freelander or LR2 and thinks they're cool.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you, though. Because that to me is just a disappointment in the Land Rover range.
It's the
That's because it's the
on
closest to a
society.
Ford.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
It's the Land Rover Escape. The early 2000s one. But it looks like that.
Yeah.
Where do you think they got the design from the Escape? They took the crappiest Land Rover and they said, well, we own the company, we might as well put it to some use.
We're calling it a day. Just copy the styling completely.
Time to go to the pub.
Yeah.
One
Why
car
is
that I think we
secretly
should
Milan
shit on one
Cortazar
more
is
time.
Alpha?
One car that deserves a little bit more shit. Has anyone heard of Maserati?
Yes.
I'm sorry for you.
Hold on.
Hey, I heard the exhaust note of the Maserati Gran Turismo yesterday, and it
Was the exhaust note coming out the back or the front? That's a very big question that has to be
the back,
discussed with
the
Maserati.
back, and it sounded delicious.
I need to send you a video, Layla, of a Gran Turismo MC Stradale race car.
Oh my god!
It sounds like
You
God
can-
burning his hand on a stove. It's incredible.
And then the ember, and then the charred embers of his hand rest come down as a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, it's, oh my God, it's one of the best sounding cars I've ever heard, legitimately.
I'd say the E60 M5 or the Lexus LFA that I saw in Greenwich.
Yeah,
You saw a Lexus LFA.
Yeah, Lexus in Greenwich.
oh, dude, I need to tell you a story. Damien, Layla, you already know this one. Orly, you're gonna love this. Okay, so I went to a concours in my state recently, and there was a Lexus LFA. So like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get my little camera out. I'm gonna do. Have you seen Rady's rides or like Demuro? And he'll stand behind the car and talk about it. So I was gonna do a very.
This is Alexis LFA.
Yeah, except I don't do
tell
that.
You all of its quirks and features.
Yeah. So I was gonna do a similar thing, just talking about it, and I was gonna talk about the wing mirror and how it's very specifically shaped to funnel air into that vent. And I think because of something I had said prior, the owner was not too enthused about me doing a video on his LFA.
What did you say?
What have you said?
So I was talking about the LFA, and I was talking about the fact that most of the body's carbon fiber, the chassis is all aluminum, and yet despite that, it's still heavier than the steel chassis Viper. And it is only by a handful of pounds, not by much, but it is. And I think that's what set off the I don't like this kid standing near my car. So
meanwhile, because I know how to shut the hell up once in a while when I'm near nice cars. That's how I got to ride shotgun in a 918 that was very, very orange.
Wow.
Or brown.
What, as opposed to slightly orange?
No, I'm going to send a photo of it. And you're going to see how incredibly eye-searingly orange it was. But there's a cool story about that one. It's a Porsche exclusive paint job.
Yeah.
And the person took like a swat, like one of those like swatches that you get for paint. He never saw the car in his flesh before he dropped like $1 million on it.
That's a mistake.
Talk about sight unseen.
Yeah.
It came out and it looked like crap.
I know why it's Porsche exclusive. It's made from all the scrapes of Volkswagen engine lights on the scrap box.
You know what? I will give you that one.
Give
you that one. Also, by the way, I will say I found one Ford that I like. Ford GT, the newest one. The last one was about the retro one from like 05 was about as fat and stupid as anyone who owns one.
I prefer the old one.
I do prefer the old one. I saw a Ford GT40 on the Upper East Side.
No, I prefer the 05 one.
I think that's crap. See, this is just proof. Even when he chooses a car we both agree on, he chooses the wrong one.
We can't agree on a car we like. We can agree on cars we both hate. We can't agree on a car we like.
See, that sounds very Top Gearian to me.
I was going to say, this seems like this is the new Grand Tour.
Yeah.
Except it should be called GTI, Grand Tour, idiots.
Yeah.
Come on, I set you up perfectly for a good VW burn. And
GTFI, Grand Tour for idiots.
Oh,
GTPI, Grand Tour by idiots.
Yeah. No, but the problem is, if you had the GTR, if you had it GTI, Grand Tour Idiot, it'd just be the Volkswagen Owners Club. Would be copyrighted again.
Oh
the Ford
boy!
Owners Club wanted to come to a meet, but they couldn't because they went outside. The cars were stolen.
Lordy.
Well, you see, the reason all Volkswagens are parked outside is because if you put them in the garage and turned it on, you would be smoked immediately.
Come on, who doesn't like coal road owners?
Who doesn't like smoked salmon but human?
Smoked human.
That's what Volkswagen are delivering, smoked human. I mean, they tried it in 1939, but it didn't work very well.
Well, the guy from Silence of the Lambs does.
Wait, hold on. This is getting really out of hand, but this is quite entertaining.
I was about to say, Damon, you're ruining your job opportunities single-handedly. That's what you're doing here.
Relax.
I mean, I can see why he likes Fords. See, the minute he got into a car, he crashed.
Pull the Mustang.
He pulled a Mustang, and he didn't even have a Mustang. The embarrassing thing, imagine, you get into a big crash, and it's like, you come out, you feel like a hero if you do it, if you're doing all right. You're like, oh yeah, I survived that. What were you driving? I was driving a Vauxhall.
and I crashed at 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
See, at least his 5-mile-per-hour bumpers would be okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't going fast enough to dent him.
I didn't
Isn't that the top speed of a Vauxhall?
Yeah, that's why they still outrun Volkswagens.
Oh my god. See, the thing is, at least you can get into a Volkswagen or a Vauxhall. You just might not go anywhere, but if you get into a Ford, you're just sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that Top Gear episode where Jeremy had some cold and James had that eye infection? And Jeremy goes, let's stop hurling abuse at each other. That's what David and Jake are doing right now. They're just blowing such vitriol.
Yeah.
Except they're not sick and they don't have eye infections. And
Yeah.
Hammond doesn't have a massive pimple.
The Ford looks good.
Oh yeah.
You bought a Tesla Model 3, Jake!
Yes!
Shut it!
Yeah.
I had a different type of infection that day.
It was called
Lasted
corona.
temporarily, and I woke up with a very bad headache the next day.
Yeah.
One called
And what I mean is they delivered the Model 3.
You see what Jake had was corona before 2020.
Didn't I have a 2020 Model 3 though? So.
Yeah, but American model years work strange, don't they? Like 2020 late.
In 2020.
Oh, okay.
You inhaled Elon Musk, and you were infected by it.
You inhaled Elon Musk.
I think that needs a rephrase.
So we just call him Hannibal Lecter now.
Oh god.
If this podcast airs, none of us are getting jobs
a
anymore.
Bit controversial.
None of us are getting jobs anymore.
Well, I
my own job.
I already have a job, so it's fine, you know.
Well, she just needs to steal. She'll just be able to borrow money from the bank using her Jag. She's set.
Yeah, and no one will mind.
What do you mean from the bank? What do you mean from the bank? You mean the food? You mean the food bank, don't you?
Oh my god. Well, I mean, they will see a brown Audi roll up very slowly, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, she needs a meal. Look how dirty that thing is."
Yeah. the check engine light's off. That means she spent all her savings.
Oh wait, the one thing that we seem to be able to agree on is that we can roast other people.
We can both
together.
Yes.
Well,
We
you
can
look like
When we're not roasting each other.
you'll be
I just
driving
realized,
around in your Vauxhall,
you know how a
crashing into
hammerhead shark
things.
needs to swim to stay alive?
You see, what we should do is
need
both.
to be
Jake
roasting
won't
people
even
to
have
stay
a car
alive.
because he can't make
What
a
we
decision.
need to do, Jake, we need to put the pitchforks down about the Fords and the Volkswagen and agree they're both terrible in their own ways.
They are both terrible in their own ways.
And let's just
mine
take
tends
this
to kill
out of-
people.
Yeah.
One leaves their owner stranded, the other one just kills their owner. It's the same way. It's a slow death versus a fast death.
So,
Can I just say, at least I'll make it to the food bank, because Damon will just crash into the food bank and then get them all pissed off. And Jake won't get there because he can't make a bloody decision about what car he wants.
I've been driving the Acura for a while. I still have some.
It's not yours!
Well, my friend is usually too high to use it, so it is mine.
no, but Layla, if you end up in a ditch, you'll just blend in with it because your car's
But
brown.
she thinks that she's going to get to the food
I'm in
bank
Mustang
in an
drive,
Audi
come on
or
now.
a Jag. You do realize that's like a 5-minute drive. That's too much.
You see, Layla just needs to buy an AA lorry and just be done with it.
I'm just gonna say, Doug is gonna be so sad he missed out on this podcast. All of this is right up his street.
We need to
get.
get Jake on and Doug on at the same time.
Oh god, why do I feel that's going to be even worse? Wait, you got Mr. This.
Yeah.
Is a
No,
man
not
with
not
t-shirt
that
on?
Doug. Not
Not
that
that
Doug.
Doug.
Yeah.
Doug from Ohio.
Doug that likes burgers and Toyota Tacomas.
And looks like Jesus.
Yes.
Wait, Layla, don't you like the Tacoma?
I don't like it. I've got one, but I don't like it. I loathe it.
You see, it's like you and your Tesla.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
And yet somehow there's like two completely opposite things that we both don't like.
Yeah.
Another problem with the Tesla is I didn't really fit in it too well.
Oh, come on, he's
So-
6'3". You just weren't trying hard enough. You just gotta squeeze it in.
That was my excuse for returning it.
If Jeremy could fit as a 6'5" man in a PLP 50, you can fit as a 6'3" man in
Did
a
you not
Tesla
see that
Model
his
3.
knees were through his crotch in that?
But he fit. You just
Now he
weren't trying
wouldn't.
hard.
Now he wouldn't because he fat.
He was fat then. He's been fat for the last 40 years.
I'm sorry, like
He
now
was
he's like
born
close to
fat.
American fat though.
Yeah.
Remember,
He's
American
he's
fat is different.
Yeah, he's fat, not American fat.
American fat comes on a steak, and it's quite tough to chew.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I thought American fat goes to anyone who owns an F-150.
American fat pulls up to
No, you
McDonald's
see-
and calls it a gourmet meal.
American fat is when you step on a scale, it says to be continued.
Do you know how if
Why?
the proper Americans walked by, you can see the cracks in the sidewalks behind them.
I am never getting a job, am I?
You know how many people, people have a good thing, they're doing the squat and truck thing, or when they slam their car.
Yeah.
The people in Europe and Canada and other places, they have to actually adjust the suspension. All you have to do is Uber for an American guy in Texas. Save a lot of money that way.
You know, in America, all of the slam trucks are just fat people driving about.
Oh my
In
god.
America, yeah. In the USA, the cars are very big for us European people. I can guarantee you. I see many cars when I go outside, and I'm here to see a little car
Yeah.
in the street, and when I come in the exhibition with American car, it's huge, it's big.
Massive. Yeah.
Yes,
I saw a Dodge Ram parked next to.
it's strange for us European people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a Dodge Nissan Navara. Okay, that's a typical European pickup. I know it's Japanese, but it's a typical pickup truck you find in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Saw a Dodge Ram parked next to it. The Dodge Ram didn't fit in the British parking space.
I drove a
Well, see, here's the
BMW
thing in
all
America.
day.
Oh my
In
god!
America, it's still,
How was it?
it was faster than the real i3.
Speaking of things, I met this lady yesterday who actually, I think she might have been blind because she said, I like the i3, it's funky. And I said, go see an optometrist.
Okay, but she's not wrong. It's funky, but for all the wrong reasons.
But she liked its funkiness. She thought it was cool and looked cool and was cool. And I think she might have been a food blender.
Oh my god. That's awful.
I don't even remember where I got that photo.
I want to do that.
It would be kind of funny. It'd be very funny.
Like, I'm thinking-
All of a sudden, I'm not the most offensive one.
Yeah, you see, when Jake gets on, but yeah. You see, Jake's never going to get a job at Ford, and I'm never going to get a job at VW. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
I have the feeling
But you guys
neither of
wouldn't
us
even
would
want
work for
jobs
the other
though, so it
company.
wouldn't matter.
I want a job, I don't care where it's from.
You know what you could do if you want to make money? Open a Ford repair shop.
No, but you
Wow.
yeah. See, you couldn't do that with VW because then you'd need to bring an entire factory with you.
Fair enough. I don't want to do it with VW though. I'd do it with Ford because I'd charge you millions.
I wish, to your point though, Orly, I wish I had the photo somewhere, but I see someone had a Bentley Bentayga at a stoplight, and next to it was a Ram 1500, only a measly 1500. The 1500
Measly.
dwarfed the Bentayga. Well, I mean, compared to a 25 or a 3500, the 1500 is
There was a-
somewhat measly.
There was a picture of what in Europe was considered a big car versus America a big car in the 60s. It was a Rover P6 next to a Cadillac Eldorado.
Oh god!
No,
I
so
actually wanna
to your point
comment
though,
on that
Cody,
whole,
about the about the Dodge 1500. I was coming home last night in I had this Uber. It was a Chevy Chevy Suburban, and it was pretty a big SUV. And
Yeah.
I was at a
Who did you
stoplight.
kill on the way back home?
I kill. No, I mean, what drugs did I take?
You mean Sal?
Sell, okay. And I was at, we were at a stoplight, and a Dodge 1500 pulled up next to us, and I was looking at it, I had to actually look up. I was like, thing's massive. It dwarfed Chevy's biggest SUV.
Can you hear me from up there?
He put a lift kit on it.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains
And
that.
hideous wheels too. So
There's a guy who lives literally across the street from me. I think I dropped a photo earlier. He has that Super Duty that's all matte black and stuff. It's all blacked out and stuff. And the guy is like Layla's height.
So a midget compared to you then?
Yeah.
All 5'6".
And you can also tell why it was a giant truck. It's because he's compensating.
Mhm.
I had a debate with someone. I have a friend who's he grew up in South London, and his uncle has like a first gen Mini.
Okay.
And I said, I don't really like it. He said, what do you mean you don't like it? I said, where the hell would I fit? He said, yeah, there's a fair point. He said, I'll bet you like the new Mini that's like really big. I said, I do, because number one, it's a BMW, and number two, I can actually drive it. But no, I do love the original Mini.
I had a joke, but I don't think I can say that one on air when it comes to the original Mini.
Oh my
I'll
god.
have to wait for
Also,
after.
did you see the green Bentayga I dropped in the chat?
Yeah.
You see, that's what
That's
happens
a
when you.
Genesis, though.
You see,
Same
that's what.
difference.
That's what.
That's a Genesis GV80, yeah.
That's what
That's
happens
the
when
point.
you.
It's such a good car.
Yeah, when you order a Bentayga from Wish.
From Wish.com. It's an Alibaba Bentayga.
Bentayga Express.
Bentayga coach class.
Yeah.
Bentayga Scum Class.
Yeah, 3 steps of 3 scum class tickets.
Yeah.
So
Love
which
that.
would you rather
I'm-
have, a leather-lined VW Touareg or a leather-lined Hyundai Santa Fe?
Well, there's
You know,
one
that's
that's
Well,
not.
I know what
difficult.
Darren would choose.
I'd actually probably Touareg or Tiguan, because I've been in Tiguan and I found that very dull and very boring.
I was going to say, if you like the most boring Volkswagen ever made, I will slap you.
Yeah,
I would fly all the way to
the
Britain
Tiguan
to
is
slap
it's
you.
horrible. It's the most dull book. I was happy to get back into the Prius. That's how dull it was.
Oh god.
That's
That
it's
says
that
something.
bad.
Where you can kick the
Was it
smoke
like
from the
just a
salt?
hollowed out shell with some seats and a dashboard used to be?
The engine doesn't make any sound.
You know
Doesn't
how I
vibrate.
know
Nothing
that Volkswagen
happens.
Tiguan's a terrible
Says the
car?
guy who has a Prius.
No, but admittedly, the only reason ours shakes about is because of broken engine mounts. However, at least there
So
is
you've
something.
got
The
a
engine
Carnival.
in the Prius doesn't want to be there.
No, it doesn't. It's trying to escape. It's trying.
Do you
It's
know
trying to
how-
break it. It's
you
telling
know,
me.
you
It's
know
telling
how I
me.
know the Tiguan
Please
is
put
a
me into an
terrible car?
Arius.
You know how I know the Tiguan is a terrible car?
Yeah.
Jake Savoy's mom had one.
Still does.
Oh yeah, so much for getting a Colorado.
Yeah. That's just to compensate for the Tiguan.
Oh my god. Tiguan is
Actually,
a terrible.
well, his dad had a white pedophile style minivan. So
Oh wait, Layla doesn't like minivans, does she?
No.
no
I
one with
think I know that
eyes
better
likes
than-
minivans.
I like the Previa. Toyota Previa.
That's only because I put a 1,000 horsepower engine in one once.
Why does he like the
At the
why
Renault
does he
Class.
like the shittiest Toyota products? He likes the Prius and the Previa.
I don't
you know,
like.
I'm here
Prius.
like
I have
you know,
one. I
I'm
don't
here
like.
like can I get the Porsche Jet Supra?
I don't like the Prius. I have it. I have it. It doesn't mean I like it. The problem was we went to see a Subaru Impreza 1.5 liter, not a WX.
Any mention of the Prius has made Layla yawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay.
We went to see an Impreza, but yeah, that was running like. So then we went to another lot and saw the Prius, and I thought, no, we're not going in that. And then he bought it.
And then you cry to the heavens.
And on that terrible disappointment for you,
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it has been the butt of every joke I've made since.
Oh my god. It is funny though. Like, you know, Mr. Ford and Mr. VW both don't have a Ford or a VW.
No, we both have Japanese products in the end.
Well, because Japanese products work. That's how we were
yes,
able to get here.
yes. So,
you didn't need to get anywhere. You just needed to get out of bed and
So,
talk about
yeah,
5
we're
feet
both-
to a laptop.
yeah,
if you like European
We're
cars,
both
buy a
wrong,
Honda.
and we
Yes.
both have to get Japanese stuff instead.
Yeah, you see, yeah. So what we've learned is if you like European cars, buy a Honda. That's what we conclusion to.
Well, Layla and I both know the new Accord is quite good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You see, we haven't got the Accord for the last 10 years. So
I'm sad for you guys. I really
That's
am. It's a
okay.
good car.
the old Accord was quite a good car, actually. Even the Euro spec ones, they were quite good. That's the thing we were going to replace the Prius with, but eventually my dad said, "No, we'll keep it." But
Your dad seems to make a lot of bad decisions.
no, because what happened was he realised that he can, because it's a Toyota, he doesn't have to maintain it, and it'll still run for donkey's years. So he's just going to drive it until it becomes part of scrap, and then he's going to scrap it. And because
Wait,
it's
so you mean he drove it home, right? Then
Yeah.
How come he didn't sell it after that? If the whole plan is to drive it until it becomes scrap.
it still works, because it's a Toyota product, so it's nuclear grade scrap, so it'll last for donkey's years.
Yeah, but this is the type of Toyota product that's more like finding a lump on your scrotum. Yes, it'll be there till the end of your life, but you don't want it.
That might be the most Clarkson comment I've heard all day. Actually, no, because I've heard a lot of statements today. That's out there.
All of us are somehow more offensive than anything that I've ever said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Besides saying that she expected her dad to get her to the food pantry.
Yeah.
Very high
out.
hopes, Layla.
No comment.
Do you remember when May turned up on with the Lamborghini on the back of the AA truck?
I
Yeah.
do.
That's just later turning up to the food bank.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, sir. I ran out of electricity in my Jag.
See,
Can I borrow
this is
some of
David
yours?
finally getting payback for Doug and you, Layla, ganging up on his Prius.
Hey, he can mock all he wants, but his Prius is on its last legs, whereas my Jag somehow is still going pretty well, and so is the Audi, so...
The Toyota on its last leg still lasts 10 times more than the Jag in its entirety.
How long has your Prius lasted? Oh yeah, about 15 years. My Jag has lasted 56, so you can struggle.
But
And
how many
how
times
much
has
of
it
those
been
years
rebuilt
were
from the
spent
ground up?
in a shed?
Yeah.
What?
How many of
How
those
many
years
of
were
those
in a
years were
shed?
spent in a shed, never seen the light of day?
No, actually, my Jag's
Remember
actually
Clarkson's
once
classic car
every-
comments?
How many miles have you done in it?
About 40k.
Nice! Hey, it's driven.
My god.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is a lot of trips
Love
to
to
the
see
repair
it.
shop.
You've done 4 times more than that.
I just want to say
Oh my
that,
god, that's
David,
a lot of trips to the repair shop. Wouldn't you think that's going to take some time?
No, you see, it's a
Like 55 years, roughly?
Went to the repair shop once, and that's because someone stole the catalytic. We have a problem. I like cars that get bits stolen off, as I found out, because the catalytic controller. Got...
So you just like being stuck at home then?
This pandemic was perfect for it.
The rest of the car was fine. It just meant as we drove through the shops, everyone in the town knew we were going.
You
Yeah,
just,
In a Prius.
you just
Was
did everyone
this the
everyone
Prius that got
destroys
the
by
catalytic
waking them up.
converter stolen off of it?
Okay, Jake,
You just straight piped your Prius.
where the catalytic converter is, if you cut it off, it's basically manifold, piped to the bottom, and dumped.
You've
It's
basically
a-
just straight piped it, essentially.
Not even straight pipe. You don't even take stuff.
I just want to say though, David, your Prius is
Doesn't
basically
even go-
being run on. It's basically being run on hate spit right now.
It doesn't even go. It doesn't, you don't even have the resonance of it going all the way to the back. It's just a dump.
Look, wow, we finally found someone who's Layla. We finally found someone whose dad has made a worse choice in car than either of our dads have, with the Tacoma and the Fit.
He still
Yeah.
hasn't made as bad a
Good
choice
day.
as you have yourself, Jake.
Constructive.
Mr. Taylor.
Boy. With the Tesla, that is admittedly the worst choice.
Yes.
Then again, let's say this: in wine we trust.
In wine we trust.
No, in cheap tobal water tasting beer we trust.
Yeah.
In Stella
Oh my
Artois
God.
we trust.
Mike,
In Budweiser we
I
trust.
can actually drink Stella.
In Bush we trust.
In Texas edition in Lone Star we trust.
Oh my god. I like how Texas, let me just say this, Texas has a Texas edition of like everything. There's probably Texas edition
We've got our own
ball roll.
bloody flag, yeah.
Everyone has their own flag. Oh wait, do you mean on top of the Texas flag that it already has, or?
Yes. No,
Okay.
Colorado doesn't have its own flag. New York doesn't have its own flag.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we all have our own flags.
Yeah,
Wait,
every state does. California's got a little bear on their flag.
Yeah,
Well,
each state has a flag.
I'm foreign and I know that.
Wait, which state are you from, Mr. ACR?
I'm from Colorado.
Colorado.
He's from-
Nice. Just
He's
like
the capital of
the
the U.S.
the weed capital of the U.S.
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys
where
probably make a
I'm
shit ton
living-
sending it to California.
What was that? Something about?
You probably make a shit ton sending it to California then.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the people coming here.
I was about to say, the home of the first Forza Horizon.
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't do it justice. I mean, it was great, but they still didn't do it justice.
I feel the same way about GTA 4 for Liberty City.
Yep. Thank you. Someone who understands my pain. That's why I wanted them to go back this year to Horizon 1 as like a 10-year remastered edition thing.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that.
I kind of wanted. I kind of feel the same about Horizon 4 in Edinburgh. It was all right, but not perfect. There's a lot more you could have done with Britain, I think.
Yeah.
A lot more they could have done. Wait, there's not a lot more they could have done with Scotland.
Yeah. You have to go to the actual bit of Britain where there are people.
Yeah.
I'm knowing how much the Scots already hate England. I think I may have just started World War III. like at this
Let's
point,
just stop the Scot. Let's just stop the Scots.
England is hated so much. England is hated so much by Ireland and Scotland. Any comment I make could start World War III at this point. That's how close.
Well, welcome to my life.
That's how problematic. That's how problematic relations are.
You realize you're saying that to Americans, and you know America isn't exactly the most liked country in the world at the moment, or ever.
Yeah, but you have enough
However-
power where you can just silence anyone who doesn't like you. Like, let's say Middle East, for example.
Oh, Jesus.
I would say, the thing is, it's kind of funny. Well, let's just hope the Irish and the Scottish are like the French, and they just immediately surrender in a fight with Britain.
No, you see, Ireland and Scotland are sort of the mad bits of the UK, where they drink tons of beer and just headbutt each other.
They've also described Richard Hammond's home.
Richard Hammond lives in Birmingham, which...
Yeah, but that also would apply, because, you know,
No, but this time it's on purpose, not by accident.
Oh my god. I don't know what I think about, all I think
Well, of course you're biased towards that, Cody, because you're from Colorado.
Yeah, because it looks like racing stripes.
The thing with Birmingham is it's the home of British Leyland, therefore the home of the Austin Allegro.
Uh-oh.
That's what, like, I'm proud to have lived 10 minutes away from Dagenham, because that's where Ford, we had the Sierra Cosworth, we had the Caprice come out. Where Richard Hammond lived, there was the Austin Allegro, the Morris Marina, the Austin Allegro.
Yeah, we've done a very nice car with this one, haven't we? We've done a very good job,
Yeah. Didn't May tell a story once of how German and British designers said with the German designer, if the cat died, it was airtight enough, whereas the British one, the cat stayed in the car, it was airtight enough.
Yeah, it's funny. I believe Range Rover tried to make a computer once. Land Rover tried to do it, but they couldn't make it leak oil, so they abandoned the project. No, British Leyland they made a lot of great innovations, like, I don't know, intermittent windshield wipers, the 3-position light switch. It goes from dim, flicker, and off. So when they built the Austin Allegro, there was an engineer around. The quality control came to them. The one guy who did quality control came to the engineering department and said, "Look, the circuits keep shorting out." So the engineering department went down to, went into town and they bought longer wires.
See, but that just reminds me of Lancia with the one of their mid-engine offerings. I don't remember what it was.
Was it the Beta Monte Carlo?
It might have been the Beta Monte Carlo, yeah. Where the
Okay,
brakes
this is
are
where we
just
all
locked
die.
up.
Yeah, it's the Beta Monte Carlo.
Lancia.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: the Beta Monte Carlo was originally supposed to be a Fiat. It was supposed to be the bigger brother of the X19.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be the bigger brother, but then Fiat decided, you know what, we don't want it anymore. Gave it to Lancia, who called it the Beta Monte Carlo, even though it shared very little with the Beta.
Mm-hmm. And then took the brake
Isn't
sober
that
out.
kind of like
Yeah.
what they did with the Mustang Mach-E?
Yeah. The thing is, the Beta is the car that killed Lancia in the end, because what happened was, I believe Fiat did a deal with Russia, and in exchange for some steel, Fiat gave the blueprints for the Fiat 124, which ended up becoming the Lada. And in turn, Fiat got a lot of steel from Russia, which is Russian steel. They used it to make the Beta, but the Beta was designed with thin steel in mind. Russian
Somebody
thin
went
steel.
to they took the Lada to a repair shop. They said, "I need some spare parts from me, Lada." And then they said the repair shop guy said, "Okay, hand over the keys. That's a good trade."
No, I had a joke quite similar to them. I think someone walked into a repair shop, asked for spare parts for a Skoda. Someone pointed to the skip and said, "Here's an angle grinder."
That's what they used to do with BMWs.
No, BMW is just a mesh wire fence grill.
No, that's Bentley.
That's
Yeah.
also true. See, but it's for maximum airflow to keep the engine from exploding.
No car in the world needs that much cooling. You
And
do
then
not have a tank, and you do not have a Challenger 2 tank doesn't have that big a grill, and it has two engines, one to
I was
start
going
the
to say,
other
have
one.
you ever driven a Mustang 2? You could probably use the cooling.
And then there's Aston Martin, which just has a bionic fist on the front of it.
Oh
Was
my
that
god, the
Aston,
Aston
you
Martin's
said?
grill. It
Yeah,
sort of looks
Aston.
Yeah.
it looks
The
like
cat-
every idiot who buys one.
The new Aston Martin grills are Catfish Camaro grills, I think. Especially the Vantage. The new Vantage, it is a Catfish Camaro at the front.
I love how we just call it catfish. Like, what an insult to catfish.
You know what the thing is? When I think about catfishes, is like, I'm like, oh, it is probably like a catfish, and that you expected a Bentley, you ended up with this pile of crap. Maybe Clarkson accidentally ordering not a red Gull.
Yeah. And wanting it to be $2 and getting 4.
Whoops.
How do you do
It's
that?
May's mistake. He did buy an i3.
Yeah. May actually went into the shop asking for an M3, but unfortunately,
You wouldn't have gotten an
What
M3.
if he shot money in M3, then realized that would be a fast car, so instead, being Captain Slow, he bought the i3.
no, he went into the shop, was about to buy an M3, looked to the back, it said refined on the Nürburgring, and he said, "I'll have one that isn't refined on the Nürburgring," and BMW said, "This is the only one we have left."
They said this was refined on the golf course.
Yeah.
And James said, okay, yeah, that's good enough.
Refined on
Well,
tram
might be.
lines.
I don't want to bomb those, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Bomb the Nürburgring.
Oh yeah.
His campaign to
of
bomb
James
them.
May. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what would be hilarious? You know how they do 24-hour Nürburgring endurance races on esports now?
Yeah.
Send May round. 24 hours of...
24 hours of hell.
No, that'll take him 24 days.
Yeah.
24 years.
Nürburgring 500 miles. He spent the first 2 days naming his spanners.
Yeah.
Which if
And then
he
the
bought
first-
if he bought a VW, there'd be a lot of them to name.
Oh my god.
I think it's the
If
thing
you
that
bought a
this
Jag,
is-
you just spend the full 5 days at the start line.
No, it'd be easy if he bought a Jag. He'd just have to buy what was I gonna say? A Toyota to tow it.
I mean, that's what Layla's dad did.
He had the Toyota before he got the Jag.
You see, he's a man of planning ahead.
He
bought the
Jag so
Toyota
he have
and said,
something
Said,
to
I need
use the
something-
Toyota
I need some
for.
dead weight
Yeah.
to tow on it.
Yeah. It's just
He bought the Jag so he'd have something to use it.
It is a very pretty piece of dead weight. I will give it that.
It is a really, really, really beautiful paperweight.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it has 2 uses. When it's not working, it can go into a museum.
Unlike some golfs.
Most
Yeah, I was about
golfs.
to say, I know the Mark IV.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Unless it's a GTI. In that case,
Even
yeah.
the Mark IV GTI was rubbish.
The Mark IV
Well, for
itself
styling,
was
yeah.
No, the Mark IV GTI was a rubbish car all around. It was just a Mark IV in a dress-up, so as far as I could tell.
Well, that's
Mark
literally
IV
every
with
single GTI, though.
Hmm?
That's literally
just a
every
fast
single
golf.
GTI, though.
No, the GTIs usually had some tinkering and
It's just a
better
fast golf.
No, but the Mark IV wasn't even that fast.
It was just
Well,
bad
most only
shit.
have 220 horsepower.
So I think we found one VW we both hate.
The Mark IV GTI.
The Mark
Everyone
IV
hates that.
period. Any Mark IV.
Yeah. Alright, I'm trying to think of a Ford we could both hate. Do you hate the Probe?
We don't get that in America.
Really?
What about the Ford C-Max?
Yes.
The
Hate it.
C-Max. The C-Max isn't. Hold on, which one is the C-Max? Because the C-Max I didn't think was that bad.
It's so unoriginal and so uninteresting. He's forgotten what it is.
Man's really out here saying the C-Max is a derivative.
Well, no, look, this C-Max is the type of thing that he would like. He drives a Prius.
You see, this is the problem. Anything is an
Okay,
upgrade.
the S-Max
Anything
then.
is an upgrade to me now. Anything, literally anything.
Your standards are so
Hang
low.
on, hang on, hang on.
From
Maki.
this point.
Maki.
Yeah, that's a downgrade.
Oh,
Marky, I don't like
Not
it.
from a Prius, mate. Not
It
from
is.
a Prius.
It is a down. No, no, no. 'Cause-
No, the
look,
biggest problem with the Mach-E is that it would be like Porsche making the Cayenne called the 911X or something, you know?
Yeah, that's them.
911 X.
Please, Porsche, don't watch this video. I don't want you getting ideas.
I just want them to make that that off-road 911. That Safari. Get it done
Yeah.
already.
I mean, they
do
did.
that.
I mean, technically, they probably already did make the Cayenne before they made the Cayenne. In that case,
What was that you were saying, Layla, about the 911?
Oh, well, yeah, no, I was just gonna say, get the 911 Safari Edition done with, and then just don't make anything else.
Just stop.
Just
Yeah,
stop
plateaued.
there. Yeah.
You pick.
That's the line. Drawn. Done.
The 911 Safari is going to be the equivalent of Porsche peaking in high school. They won't be able to do anything more.
More like
well,
people
they did. If
in
you look
elementary
at it,
school.
every different Porsche technically looks like some variant of 911 crashed in some weird way.
No,
Mostly-
okay.
Yeah.
Mostly
the
into the garage wall at home.
It looks
The
like
two-
you take a 911, right? You take a Porsche 911, you stick it into Photoshop, and you get a 5th grade class to handle it.
No, no, no. Just the 2000s 911 range, Porsche ranges. Okay, you had the 911, then you had the Boxster, which was two front half of 911s welded together.
Yep.
Then you had the Cayenne, which was a 911 backed into a school bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Backed into a semi truck.
Back into your mom.
See, again, I'm not
Do
American.
you watch Twitch streams by any chance? Is that what
Excuse
you do,
me?
Gen Z humor?
You haven't seen my mom.
What's that supposed to mean?
I was about exactly. I
You
was ready
don't
to go
know
with
if
that.
she's fat enough to do any damage to a Cayenne.
She's American.
So is yours.
No, she's Jewish. There's a difference.
See, okay, that's what.
How do you
Well,
like
what?
Volkswagens then?
That's a good question. Let's just say my mom and I don't agree on many things.
So you're not
Okay,
getting
Actually, funny enough, she had a Mark IV Jetta.
Oof.
Eek.
Sad pandas.
Because her mom was even more Jewish than her, and her mom really, she wanted to get back in her mouth or something. She bought a Jetta.
But yet her dad had a $200,000 luxury limousine. Yeah.
Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
He did have one of those, and a 600 Grosser.
Oh no.
So
That
he
is
liked-
insane.
So he was a
liked
dictator.
to chop people's heads off and then just store them in the boot for fun.
And call,
He was,
call on an
let's just
airstrike.
say he wasn't the religious one.
Yeah. Now, was the boot filled with severed heads or severed hands?
I'm surprised he didn't sever his wife's head.
I don't know. I mean, they could stand to. Well, no, Mercedes already
Henry
has a
VIII.
hood ornament.
Hmm?
Mercedes already has a hood ornament.
No, that you see that. You see, that's just the mounting bracket for your new one.
Oh my god! Actually, on a serious note, on a different note, what do you guys think of the new Ford Bronco and the new Defender?
Hate them both.
Bronco's
Disgusting.
cool. Defender's decent, but not as good as the old one.
Yeah, the Broncos, I think it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Although
think
it's
it's
pretty,
pretty-
got that
Remember
modern
the
It's pretty bad.
plastic cladding
It
from the
looks-
Aztec?
Honestly, I saw one and I was like, that's just a Defender that's been put into a 3D copying machine and set at 60%.
See, I would.
It's
argue,
disgusting. It looks disgusting.
I would argue that the Bronco is a better Defender than the Defender. 'Cause
I would
the
argue-
Defender, it's too narrow. It's too. I don't know.
And it's too rounded as well.
What do you mean? The Bronco's
Remember the
narrow as
plastic
hell. The
things
Bronco
on
is like
cars
the
that-
Bronco squished. It's like this. It's like
I mean, it's short, but it's kind of wide. It's kind of Wrangler width.
Yeah,
No,
it's square. It's a square.
Yeah.
well, it's an SUV. What do you think it's gonna be?
No, I mean, as in from a footprint perspective, it's a square.
Yeah. Whereas
Rather,
the Defender to me is like a rectangle. It's very long and then very narrow, and I don't know. I don't like the proportions of it. The two-door works. Is it the two-door that works? Yeah, the two-door works for me, but the four-door doesn't.
I think the problem with the Defender.
be
is,
fair,
you
that's
remember
the
the
same
Pontiac
problem-
Aztec. You guys remember the Pontiac Aztec? Do you remember all the plastic cladding that it had like all over the front, the back, and the
Yeah.
sides?
Yeah.
They're bringing that back.
Yeah.
with the new Defender.
have you
I'll
seen
put
Audi
purple-
All-Road product?
But so's
Also, I've
Ford.
seen an actually literally brown Defender, and I was like, this is perfect for Layla.
See, I wouldn't mind the cladding if it was on a proper off-road vehicle, like let's say a G-Wagon, a Defender, a Bronco, whatever.
The only off-roading a Defender, a modern Defender owner will use that car to do is run over someone they don't like from the neighborhood association.
Yes, but that car actually has the capability.
Or
What the hell? Hold on.
or
What the hell is the
accidentally-
So we
cladding?
didn't say they wouldn't get high-centered on him.
No.
What the hell is the cladding going to do on a super
What,
track?
what the most off-roading a modern Defender does is accidentally running over a small child while the soccer mum is browsing Instagram or sipping on their Starbucks latte.
And while they're at it, they get
Actually.
high-centered. That's how they get caught.
Yeah.
Now, to go back to an earlier
That's why
topic.
it comes with air suspension, so it just smooths it over so no one notices.
But it's a Land Rover. So do you really think the air suspension works?
Yeah, no,
Oh, it
No,
was
it's just
for
broken
5
all the
minutes.
time.
I've seen a ton of mid 2000s Range Rovers. They sold like hotcakes over here, and
Did
about
you know? Hold on. Did you
half
know
of
they
this
made
is
they
one
made
side.
a Defender V8?
Yes, I know. It's brilliant.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I have to go. I
Okay.
need to. Yeah. Sorry. I leave you. We keep in touch on the Discord server.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe we
That.
We'll
Thanks
invite
for
you to
joining.
another one of these at some point as well. Yeah.
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 We need
Thanks
Doug
for-
on.
Yeah.
We need
Thanks for
Doug.
the conversation. Thanks for the conversation. And good luck for the third and previous debate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
For opinionated debate.
I like
Yes.
how this whole thing was supposed to just
It
be
is a
a thing
painful
about
debate.
TP going away.
We spent about
We
10
spent
minutes on
10
that.
minutes on that.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 hours.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours and 34 minutes of filming, and about 2 minutes of that was DT, and literally
Yeah.
2 hours and 32 minutes was just shitting on VW and Ford.
Versus Jaguar
Yeah.
versus
And then
Audi.
somehow we both understand that there's a reason we both have Japanese cars instead.
Yes.
We went through all of that only to realize we were both wrong.
All right. Thank
It's
you
like,
for joining.
it's like at the end. Sorry.
Thank you for joining, Arlie. Hopefully, we can see you again at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on Discord, so you can
Yeah.
send me at the end when you want. Everyone.
Yep.
I leave you. See you soon, guys.
Righty.
Okay.
Later.
Adios.
Yes.